something strange is happening at Samsung, and it's sending shockwaves through the smartphone world. The Galaxy S26 Ultra isn't just another upgrade, it's looking like a full-on disruption. Thinner body, wild new charging speeds, camera tech that might completely redefine low-light photography. And just when we thought we had it figured out, Samsung pulls a curveball again. But here's the part no one saw coming. We're finally seeing signs that Samsung is quietly developing the most ambitious Ultra yet. And the proof? It's hiding in the firmware leaks and the design leaks and in some weird decisions about battery tech that make no sense until now. Welcome back, viewers! Sam here! If you love staying one step ahead of the tech curve, go ahead and like this video, share it with your friends, and of course, smash that subscribe button for more deep dive breakdowns like this one. So here's where it gets juicy. Just a few days ago, Samsung's update server spilled the first traces of a brand new software version S948S08. Sounds boring, right? Until you realize this specific code is linked directly to the Galaxy S26 Ultra. That's not just a random leak, it's the beginning of One UI 8.5, most likely layered over Android 16. And when Samsung kicks off firmware development, history tells us the hardware is already locked in, which means the S26 Ultra is entering the final stages of testing. But hold up, there's more. A new report claims Samsung's making a bold move, dropping the thickness of the S26 Ultra below 8 for the first time. That's thinner than the S25 Ultra. And guess what? It'll also be lighter than 218 grams. So how is Samsung cramming flagship hardware into a thinner body while still trying to keep thermals and battery life intact? Here's the twist they might not be. That 5000 mAh battery. Yeah, it's probably not going anywhere. But Samsung may be offsetting that by finally giving us a massive bump in charging speed, think 60W or even 65W wired charging. That's something fans have been begging for, and it might actually happen. Now here's where things get messy, in a good way. Some leakers say it's going to stick to 5000 mAh, but others are shouting about a 5500 mAh battery. Who's right? Honestly, both could be. Samsung's reportedly experimenting with new battery materials, possibly silicon carbon. And if they figure out how to make it thin and cool enough, we might see a new battery tech debut on the S26 Edge first. Yep, that's right, the Edge is back, and it's bringing surprises of its own. The Galaxy S26 Edge will apparently be even thinner than its Ultra sibling, but here's the kicker. It may also pack a larger battery than the Ultra. Let that sink in, a smaller phone, thinner, and possibly longer battery life. If that's true, we're witnessing a strategy shift where the Ultra becomes the performance beast and the Edge becomes the battery king. But this raises the obvious question, why not just use the new battery tech across the entire lineup? Speaking of performance, it's now confirmed the Gen 2 Elite will power all S26 models globally, except maybe the S26 and S26 though, which might still ship with the Exynos 2600 in some markets. Yeah, the chip split is still happening even in 2026. Some things never change, but the Ultra, it's locked in for Snapdragon. No Exynos nonsense here. Now, let's talk cameras, and this is where Samsung's secretly playing chess. Ice Universe says the S6 Ultra will feature the same 200MP ISOCEAL H2 sensor from the S25 Ultra, but with a twist. This time, it's paired with a brand new lens featuring a much wider aperture. Why does that matter? Because a wider aperture means more light hits the sensor, resulting in brighter, sharper, low-light shots. And that means finally we might see Samsung catch up or even leap ahead of Google and Apple in nighttime photography. Even more exciting, the 50MP 5x telephoto lens is reportedly getting the same wide aperture treatment, so your zoom shots, brighter, cleaner, more detailed. But here's where it gets fascinating. Bigger lenses mean bigger problems, literally. A flat-back design won't cut it anymore, which is why Samsung may be ditching the flat minimalist aesthetic for a new raised camera island. Think Fold 7 style, but on a candy bar phone, and honestly, it's about time. The Ultra design hasn't changed in years, and this new look might be just what the series needs. But wait, let's circle back to something odd. Samsung is already applying this sleek redesign across multiple devices, but the Fold 8, it's still keeping that Snapdragon exclusivity, just like the Ultra. The Flip 8, though, it's likely Exynos in some regions. Clearly, Samsung is doubling down on Snapdragon for the models that matter. You can feel the shift. Samsung's picking sides. Meanwhile, there's one more clue buried in plain sight: software development timelines. When Samsung starts working on firmware this early, it means they're ahead of schedule, way ahead. That's why rumors are swirling about an even earlier launch for the S26 series. Forget February. January might be the new normal. And if that's the case, we're about 5 months away from a full reveal, which means that every leak from now until launch is going to be explosive. The real specs. The final design. Maybe even pricing, but here's what we already know: the S26 Ultra is shaping up to be one of Samsung's most complete flagships in years. Faster charging, camera breakthroughs, new design, thinner form factor, and a hardware integration that finally feels next gen. So the big question now is this the Galaxy Ultra we've all been waiting for? Or will Samsung hold back just enough to leave us wanting more? Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you Team Ultra or does the Edge actually sound more exciting this time? Either way, we've got a wild ride ahead. Don't forget to subscribe, share this with your tech-loving friends, and buckle up, because we're just getting started.